Hey there, it's me, Kathy. I am growing some Thai basil in my garden, and when I think Thai basil, I think something with curry. And I've been wanting to do something curried for a while, and I was thinking about it, and I remembered that I had a pork tenderloin in my freezer and some vegetables in my fridge, and I didn't feel like going out to the store for the traditional curry paste and coconut milk, but I had curry powder, and I had some cream of coconut and some chicken stock and some half and half. So I kind of faked it, and I made a pork tenderloin in a curry sauce. And I put on the side of it, I put some Israeli couscous and some zucchini, which are the last of my zucchinis, by the way. We're going to start with summer squash pretty soon, the yellow squash. Anyway, it really came out good, and I always have said fake it till you get it right, and this one came out right the first time. So it's a curried pork tenderloin, and it's delicious. Recipes on the website, and the video is here. Enjoy. It's fun to play with your food. We're going to start with our nice pork tenderloin, and we're going to trim a little bit of the fat off that. You want to leave some of the fat on. What you're mostly looking for is what they call the silver skin. It's sort of blue in nature, and it makes it tough. So you want to get rid of any of that you can find. And then we're going to butterfly it, which means we're going to slice it all the way down the long way till almost all the way through. And we're going to pound it flat. And now we're going to turn it over and slice it into thin strips. There's Kelly getting in. Somebody must be walking by. And there you have your strips, all ready to go. Now we're going to take those strips and we're going to marinate them in some kind of fruit juice. I had cider. You can use orange juice, any kind of juice. The acids in the juice make the meat tender. I did mine overnight. 2 to 4 hours is enough, but you can throw it in overnight if you're a good planner. And after we've marinated it, we're going to drain off the marinade. And we're going to take those pork strips and we're going to dredge them in flour. I've done it here in a plastic bag. Just add some flour to a plastic bag, put your strips in, toss it around. It gives a nice even coat. Or you can use your hands and just dip it in a bowl of flour. And then we're going to place them in an oiled skillet that's over medium-high heat. Browning them sears in the juices. We're going to season with a little salt and pepper. And we're going to turn them over and make sure that we brown them on both sides. Then we're going to remove them to a plate and set them aside. And then in our skillet, we're going to take some chicken stock, which I made here. You can use collagen out of a can or, out of a carton or whatever kind of chicken stock you might want. You can even do it with wine, but later in the recipe we're going to need chicken stock, so I used just the chicken stock. And we're going to deglaze the pan, which loosens up all the stuff that's stuck to the pan from browning the meat. And while that's loosened up, we're going to scrape up all that yummy flavor on the bottom of the pan. Then we're going to add in a couple tablespoons of butter. And when that's melted, we're going to add in some pepper and onion strips, or diced, however you want. I figured we had strips of pork, so I could use strips of peppers and onions as well. We're going to season the vegetables with salt and with pepper and with curry powder and with ground cumin. If you like it really hot, if you like a hot curry, you can put in some red pepper flake or some cayenne pepper. I left that out for me. And we're going to stir that and saute those vegetables with seasonings. After a few minutes, we're going to add in some fresh garlic. and continue to saute till the vegetables begin to soften. And now we're going to add in some chicken stock, some half and half. This is our fake coconut milk. If you have coconut milk, use it. Some Worcestershire sauce. And some cream of coconut, or Coco Lopez. That's not the brand I have, but that's the most popular brand. And we're going to stir that all together and bring it to a simmer. And then we're going to add the pork back in. Any juices that accumulated on the plate where you had it, throw that back in with the pork. And we're going to stir that to mix it well, to blend it well with the vegetables and the sauce. And continue to simmer. We're going to add our Thai basil. Now, Thai basil has a little bit of spice on its own, too. And we're going to stir that in, along with some Greek yogurt. And if you don't have any Greek yogurt, you can use sour cream. And we're going to blend that all together and simmer over medium heat. And I like to throw in the zest of a lime or some lime seasoning. And continue to simmer that until the vegetables are softened, and the sauce is creamy. And then we're going to serve it. I served mine, as I mentioned in the intro, with some Israeli couscous and some zucchini. And it is fabulous.